Hey guys, welcome back to another video here on Toned In Entertainment, where we love pop culture. Today, it's time for another comic book review. Now, it's been about 2 months since the physical release of issue number 1 of Patriotika hit store shelves. And finally, issue number 2 is out. Now, when we left off with issue number 1, Patriotika, she was definitely facing some giant, formidable foes. And in this issue, well, she's gonna have to do battle with them. She's gonna get a few surprises. Plus, we're gonna learn out how she got her name. All right, guys, let's get on with my comic book review of Patriotika issue number 2. As the issue opens up, there's some backstories from several weeks ago before Athena took off to Earth. Athena is seen talking to a mysterious figure about how imperative it is to get to Earth that Hera has a second army invading. Fearing that Athena's magic and powers won't be up to snuff if Hera is able to obtain just one of these ancient artifacts on Earth, the mysterious figure tries to persuade Athena to take backup, either with them or her physically stronger sister. But Athena comes up to reasons as to why neither is a good idea and begins to make her journey before Earth is doomed. And now we're gonna pick up where issue number 1 left off, and that's with Eren trying to figure out how she's gonna battle the twins of the Sun God. Eren is still trying to come to grasp with all the powers that she has, as she asks Athena if she can grow that tall. But unfortunately, that's not in her repertoire, and she's gonna have to battle Ramses and his sister Nefertari with the powers that she has. Now, at first, her powers, well, they don't pack much of a punch, and the siblings quickly realize that this woman is not Athena, but an imposter. Now, the troops that Eren has been assisting, they've been trying to figure out what to call her, and they finally come up with a name for her, as Eren says, "My name is Patri," and then Eren is swiped up in the claw of a giant monster as she lets out an "ah," and that's how Patriotika was born. And it seems like having this new name has given Patriotika the drive to dig down deep to fight off her attackers, but also learn some new tricks, like she's able to place her hand on her ally's weapon to make it more powerful. And she learns that she can use the elements to turn the physical appearance of her allies from wimpy to hefty. But maybe her most powerful attribute will be her ability to not necessarily stop time, but the ability to create a mental image in her mind of everything around her that will give her the ability to prioritize her plan of action. But even with all these tools at her disposal, the siblings still seem to be too much for her to handle, and that's when Athena decides it's time for her to temporarily take over the body. But in doing so, it sends Eren into this dream world where she gets a glimpse into Athena's past, where she sees that Athena and the siblings were once friends at some point. Having the weight of the world on top of her, Athena decides it's time to give Ramses, well, a serious case of athlete's foot. And then after a wallop causes the brother and sister to really butt heads. After getting knocked down, Ramses tells his sister it's only a matter of time till they feel the full effects of this curse. And they're gonna have to move quick because one of the race, who was the mysterious figure in the opening of this issue, has a bone to pick with them. Now, Ramses is able to open a portal for him and his sister to make an escape. Now, Athena is able to make a mad dash and chase after them. However, she suspects that this portal has been left open just a little too long, and she definitely suspects that it could be a trap. But as Athena goes through the portal, it begins to take a toll on her, and she hands her body back over to Eren to handle the situation as Patriotika. And because Patriotika hasn't had enough to deal with, she's landed in a city that's in complete chaos, and she has to make a quick rescue before assisting the one officer that's trying to keep some type of order. Now, who's been causing this chaos? Well, we're introduced to 3 new enemies who each have their own abilities to bring the pain in their own unique ways, including Zero G, who has the ability to control gravity. Now, while we don't get to see Zero G and Patriotika square off in this issue, she does send one of her henchmen, the 4-armed Kuwato Kasai, to do her dirty work. But he's quickly swatted away like a fly, but not before inflicting a wound that has Patriotika coming to the realization that she might not just be as invincible as she thought. Now, since it had been some time since I read the first issue of Patriotika, I went back and reread it before issue number 2 came out. Now, I reviewed it and I gave it a 7 out of 10, but I admit I think I was wrong with that review because I think I should have probably given it an 8 out of 10. It was a really solid and fun opening issue, and to be honest, I enjoyed issue number 2 even more, and that's why my final score for Patriotika issue number 2 is going to be a 9 out of 10. The story here is once again done by Rob Z, and Patriotika is not trying to be anything other than just a fun and wild adventure. And as far as the art by Anthropos and the colors by Candace Hahn, flipping through issue 2, these artists portrayal Patriotika and the crazy situations and characters that they have created really draw me in to this universe. Everything from the battle scenes to the perspective of the characters is top notch. Now there's at least one more issue left in the adventures here with Patriotika, and that's scheduled to come out on November 25th, and I'll definitely be picking that up to see how it all unfolds and see if this comic series wraps up. I think there's still quite a few more stories they could tell, but let's see where the creators go. I'm definitely excited either way. I think they've done a really great job with introducing this really cool and unique character, plus the artwork in this issue is absolutely stellar, and I'm definitely on board for more adventures. Alright guys, if you like comic book reviews like this, make sure you subscribe here to Toned In Entertainment for future videos.
Subscribe to the channel. Do it. Go now. Do it now.